Hey everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today we're going to be doing another $50 hunt through a batch of pennies. $50 face value, 5,000 pennies, so there's got to be some good stuff in there, but what I'll be doing is showing you any cool finds that might be like a wheat penny or Indian head cent, hopefully, or an error or proof or something cool, and I'll update you whenever we find something. So I look forward to doing that with you, and I'm hoping for some good results. Last time we got a ton of awesome things, so if we could keep it up, that would be great. And in terms of enders, we got two of them. First one is this beat up looking wheat penny over here on its back. And then over here we have one, let me find it, one from the 1940s. So we'll unveil that later as well, hoping for a good hunt here. At this point, we're 3 rolls in, and we got our first 2 Wheaties, both in the same roll, so it's a good start for us. The first one is a 1950S, meaning it came from San Francisco, and I think we got one of those on our last hunt. All I know is that we already filled out that space in the folder. Then we'll check out this one, 1945, so 2 great wheat pennies to start out our hunt here. And after a little mini drought almost, we got finally another wheat reveal, 1953D. A relatively common one, but it's good to get back on track here. 36 rolls to go in this first box. I'm back about 4 rolls later with a really quick minor update. We had a 1957D wheat penny, probably the most common date that I find, but again, when there's not a ton coming out, I'm super happy to pick up as much as I can. Now at the midpoint segment of this first box, and we found another wheat penny. We'll see what the back says. The front, I should say. 1953 is a fine find. Nothing too special, but that puts us on track, I think, for 10 wheat pennies overall. So we'll see if we can get that number up for this first box, and then explode in the second, maybe. And we got some more brief good news here. This one's also face up, so it takes the element of surprise away, but we have a 1951 Philadelphia normal-looking wheat penny today. At this point, there are 6 rolls to go in this first box, and we have another reveal here. This one looks just damaged, but newer, and that is exactly the case. It's a 1953 wheat penny with some type of damage that I can't really pinpoint, but I'll see what happens in these last few rolls in the first half. And just like that, we're seeing a really rapid turnaround. We have 7 wheats up until this point, and we got 2 more. This one definitely got scratched and damaged. We have a 1957D, which is fun, and then a 1958, also older, but I think that puts us to 9 wheats for this first box. We have 1 more guaranteed, and 10 wheats is definitely where we want to be at least, so maybe we can shatter that. So let's unbox this roll. It's the last of this box on camera. We'll see if we can't get anything interesting in addition to the one we already know is coming. So I'll just pour it out here, and I think I'll start with this. And obviously it's worn. 1956 is going to be the date. So that brings our total penny count to 10 for this first box. And that we did find something, a 1942 plain. So that's awesome. And I'm just going to finish out the rest of this roll. Doesn't look like we had anything in addition, but 2 wheat pennies in 1 box. Nothing to complain about or even close to it. So that makes it an 11 wheat penny box and 9 Canadians. And our first roll back, we have a wheat penny on its back, and it looks like it has some good luster, so hopefully it'll be a good date. Looks like 1955, and I can't tell if that is a poor man's double die or not. It almost looks like it in the 5, which would be pretty cool, but I could be wrong. I don't really know that variety too well. Fun find, though, to start out the hunt. And our second roll doubled on our success of the last one. We started out with a 1946D. Unfortunately, we already have one of those in our set, but our next one, a 1958, is going to make the total 3 wheats in 2 rolls. So, really cool stuff. Roll 3 reporting, and we got another wheat penny, 1951D, and that keeps the streak alive. We also had this 1998 Canadian penny. Our streak is staying alive here. This was the ender with the 4 missing, or after the 4 missing, and it's a 1940. So that's 4 rolls now in a row that have given us a wheat penny. We'll see if we can extend that. And we got yet another wheat penny 10 rolls later. Unfortunately, we were unable to continue that streak, but we're back at it with a 1945. Our pace is still really good. We're not even close to halfway through the second box, but we did not get to keep pulling out 1 or 2 Wheaties every roll. We'll see if this trend can hold this time. We got a 1944 Wheatie in our very next roll, and I think the total number left is 33 between these 2 boxes, so 67% done. And right here we got an older Canadian penny from 1963, and then we also found a wheat cent 1956D. So neither too spectacular, but 30 more rolls to go. Again, more of just a brief update, especially seeing that this was face up. A 1956D penny was just discovered. And now we have a reveal to do, which I always enjoy. Looks like nothing special, and it isn't, but a 1948 is a date that I don't think we found today, so that makes it a little extra special. 20 rolls to go. Now with 15 to go, we got another double Wheatie, both on their backs too, which is fun. So we'll see what this could be older. We'll start with that. 1942 with no mint mark, so a little bit of a trickery. And then 1956. So we'll see if we can't hit any pre-40s or maybe an Indian head cent these last 15 rolls. And something tells me that this is going to be a good penny. I could be totally wrong, though. Just the wear on this coin, we'll see. All right, 1951S. That was not what I had in mind when I said a really good penny, but that could be a folder filler. And let me just check. Unfortunately, it is not, but still cool to get a San Francisco Mint coin here. And we have 5 rolls left to make something big happen. So it's time for our final wrap-up. We had a pretty good hunt today. It wasn't anything crazy, but we did have some really good moments, especially if that 55 ends up being the poor man's. But to start out, we had 18 Canadian cents, 2 from 62, 1 from 1963. The rest were more modern. And then we had 24 total wheat pennies. 16 of these were coming from the 50s, with 2 San Francisco Mint ones from 50 and 51. And then we had a good variety of dates from that point forward. And then in terms of the ones in the 40s, we had 8 from the 40s in 1940, 2 42s, 144, a 45, 46D, and 48. And then I think our best coin, I'm just going to get a close-up view on this, is this 55. And I really think if you look at it that you can see some type of protrusion out of that second 5. I'm just not an expert about the poor man's, but it does make me think that we may have found the poor man's double die. If not, you can call me a fool. I definitely still have a lot of learning to do. But that's it for today. 24 wheat pennies, that's a pretty good hunt. 12 is probably better than your average box. And to get a find that makes you excited is really what counts in a hunt. Thanks for watching the video. If you haven't already, I'd encourage you to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay in contact with me on my Instagram, TreasureTownYT, Facebook, TreasureTown, or my website, TreasureTownYT.com. And I love receiving packages from you guys. I'll unbox them in a video once I get enough, and my address for that is TreasureTown, P.O. Box 201, Greenwich, Connecticut, 06836. So I'll see you on some of my other videos.